Hi coaches, and also to any game day coordinators that are watching. This video is to give an overview of the rules for substitutions in Elev8. We'll talk about preparation before the game, what you need to turn into the scorers table, and then managing in-game substitutions and our suggested approaches. Alright, so I mentioned 5 players, or rather 10 players are pretty easy. I might say, player 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are on one squad, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are on the other. That's usually a good way to mix it up. Of course, you want to make sure that you have some size and some ball handling in each period, but generally speaking, the 10 players present is the easy use case. So let's take a situation. We know Omar is going to be out this game, and Elijah texted me earlier. He said he's sick. So now I have 8 players. So like I said earlier, that the math works out to 6 players will have 4 periods and 2 will have 3. That's not really in my mind, but I'll walk through kind of the system on this sheet that I can make that work. So, like I said, a good kind of first approach is every other, or at least that's what I like to do. Here we have a little bit of a gap because of players missing. But generally speaking, I want to have a mix of players each period. I don't want to like overload one, underload another period. All right, so I have my starting 5. I know because of the rules that these 3 players, Jonathan, Ethan, and Luke, are on the bench in period 1, so they're definitely playing in period 2. And now I need to pick 2 other players to play the next period. Again, I like mixing these up, so I'll play Zachary and Skylar an extra period. All right, period 3, we know 3 players were on the bench and now in the next period. Now I need to pick 2 more that were in period 2. All right, so it's a guarantee that Zachary and Skylar play 2 in a row, at least with this situation with 8 players, 2 out. They're not playing again. I need to pick 2 players that haven't already played that extra period. So in this case, let me pick Luke. I'll keep him in one, and let me pick how about Jonathan down here. All right, again, 3 players not playing in period 3. And now what I'll do is Ryan hasn't played an extra period yet. And let's see, Jonathan, these each played 2. So I'll put in Nathan here, so he's now played 1 extra. I'll do the 3 that are on the bench. And now I've got Ethan needs an extra one, and let's see, Zachary has 3, I'll do him. And now the 3 on the bench again. Let's see, so Zachary's already played 4, Luke's already played 4, Ethan's already played, well, Ethan's played 3, Troy 3, so I can pick either one of those. Let me pick Troy. And Jonathan also 3, so I'll pick Jonathan also. All right, so I do a quick sanity check of this. 4 for Ryan, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4. All right, worked out perfectly. No one's sitting 2 in a row. Everyone has within 1 period of each other. I'll show you another way in a second that is, I think, a better approach in terms of a rotation. But if you're using this sheet, this is the way that, basically you automatically play people who weren't in the prior period, and then you kind of mix up who stays in period to period. At no point do you have, like in this system here, there's never anyone that plays 3 in a row. The only time you get into that situation is when you're down to like 6 players, or obviously 5 players, everyone plays the whole game. 6 players, everyone sits 1 period, of course. So with 7 players, you'd have 2 players that play 5 periods, so you might get there. But those are only situations when you get down to a much smaller team size and not very many people on the bench.